She is award-winning international celebrity psychic medium, best-selling author, and acclaimed host of the Colby Rebel show.
I was a tax manager for many years. When you do the reality board, it is your goals and your life written down. And
how would one know if they're like on the right path?
then I'll go into some celebrity predictions. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. That marriage, Taylor Swift. I'm telling you guys, the minute she can have Prime Minister and Katy Perry. And there is something, Kris, if you don't mind, if I give a quick little prediction, I know, but I just feel like there's something about you having a...
Welcome back to the Blonde Highlights podcast.
Today we have another amazing guest. She is award-winning international celebrity psychic medium, best-selling author, and acclaimed host of the Colby Rebel show podcast. We today have the wonderful Colby Rebel.
Hi there, guys. Hi. Nice to see you. Nice to have a chance to chat with you today.
Hi.
We are so excited that you're here. For those of you who can't see her right now, she has like the cutest microphone right now. It's like all pink, sparkly bling. So she's definitely fitting the vibe check.
Yeah. I know, it's crazy that neither of us are wearing pink because normally we're like in full pink.
Yeah.
Yeah, you fit our vibe perfectly.
So today with Colby, we are going to be talking about her story of being a psychic medium, how she got into the industry, her career, as well as speaking on intuition and just different spiritual things and some questions that we have, as well as we're going to be playing a fun game at the end. So let's dive into it. How are you today?
I'm so good. I'm very excited. I love this time of the year as well as we come to a close and embark on a beginning. There's so much happening, right? We start to think about the holidays and our loved ones on the other side. Love is in the air. And then we're also thinking about manifesting. Did we reach our goals? What goals are we setting up? What do we want for the new year? So I just love the energy at this time of the year.
Yes, it's so exciting. I always love the beginning of January setting my new vision board.
Yes, yes.
I actually got my husband doing it now. He sets one and we put them in our closet so we see them every morning.
Yeah.
I think it's so important.
So what's really great is I have what I call a reality board. So rather than a vision board. So the vision board is always really great, but odds are you're clipping images out of magazines or things you've seen or printing them. When you do the reality board, it is your goals and your life written down. And it's a great date thing to do, even with hubby. So grab a glass of wine or whatever, and I make them really big, like poster board. And you can separate it into the areas of your life, like family. Do we want to expand our family? What do we want for family? Career, what goals do I have? Finances, what goals do we have? That sort of thing. And when you write it out, you'll start to see that you'll just automatically, subconsciously start working on the checklist.
Wow.
I love that reality board.
That is such good advice. I'm such a note taker. You know what I mean? Like I have to write things out to like keep it in my mind. I just bought tickets actually to go to a vision board making party on January 4th. So I'm so excited about that, but I'm going to bring this up of like...
Yeah, I'll send you guys the link. So it's an older video, but it's still relevant. And I do it every year. I remember one year too that I put get engaged or something ridiculous. Like I hadn't dated in 10 years. Okay. So something just completely out there. I literally found my husband that year, and we are married now. It's like so weird.
Wow.
How did that happen?
Yeah. Reality powers, they're powerful.
Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
But I fully believe in that kind of like manifesting in that way. Like, cause there's been a few moments in my like other career where when I was young, I would watch these like of this business I worked at, I would watch paparazzi videos of like celebs going in and out of this business all the time when I was in high school. Like literally 5 years later, I worked there. And it wasn't
Love
like
it.
I even tried to, it just kind of happened.
Yes.
And I've had so many moments like that where I'm like, this is not a coincidence at all.
Yes. Well, you want to hear a crazy story like that? Like
Yes.
talk about, okay, because you guys will like this one. Years and years ago, as I was opening, oh, there's so many stories, but years and years ago, as I was opening up my gifts professionally and going, wow, I think I'm meant to do this more and more. I was doing readings, and this guy I had started to date, he showed me a Matt Damon movie. And Matt Damon is a medium in the movie, but he's very disgruntled about it. It's a lot of heavy energy, that sort of thing. But I remember watching the movie. Then one of my clients asked me, about a gift certificate. She wanted it for her boss. So she did that. As it turns out, I show up at this house and it's Matt Damon's house, and I read for his wife. And I'm thinking, wow, like what are the odds of that?
That's so serendipitous. I love that.
Yeah.
Oh my
crazy.
God.
Yes.
That is
yes.
amazing.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And
so long ago.
yeah. And on that kind of vein, like how did you first know that you had any sort of abilities?
Well, I've had them ever since I was a kid. So a lot of children are naturally intuitive, right?
Mhm.
And they're very intuitive. Between the ages of 10 and 12, they start to go away. And that's really due to parenting, society. When a kid is, oh, there's a man in my room, oh, I'll get that man out of your room. And here's the grandfather trying to visit. Like, oh, get that monster out of the closet.
Yeah.
Or it's just your imagination. Oh, it's just your imagination. Or if they're talking to an imaginary friend, well, who is that? Well, there's no one there.
Mhm.
There's no one there. Think about for your own, right? How many times like, oh, there's no one there. And it's like, yes, there is.
Yes.
So, and then if kids are around other young kids and they're saying things and it's not supported, then they'll start to quiet that inner voice because they don't want to stand out or they don't want to be bullied or whatever the case is, right? And so that happens a lot. For me, it didn't. For me, it just stayed with me. Luckily, I think my mom was just too afraid of what was happening to ask questions. So that was really helpful. Nobody kind of tried to get in the way. And so I had it through my whole life, and I was always using it without even realizing not everybody was as attuned or using their abilities to that level. And so I just always had it. Now, as a tax manager, I was a tax manager for many years. I was using it then without a consciousness of using it. Like I'd go to a client like, oh, this number feels a little high. I don't want you to get an audit. Are you sure you can back it? And so it was always these things that that were very valuable. But I had this massive breaking point where things were just literally happening nonstop. I mean, crazy things. I'd go to a lunch and the server would come over and there's his grandmother standing next to him. And I'm like, okay. I knew my neighbor was going to die, and I literally found him dead. I mean, it's crazy, nonstop things that you go, there's no possible way, and yet there is.
Yeah. Did it scare you at first? Like when you saw that person's grandfather standing beside them?
Never, because the first person I ever saw in spirit was my own grandfather when I was 4. And he was so calm and it was so relaxing and so safe. I've always felt very, very, very safe with spirit. I've never felt anything negative. I've never felt anything harmful ever. So, my father was in spirit. I didn't know my father technically. Technically, I knew him, but I didn't. And he showed up in spirit at the end of my bed one night. And I was like, well, who are you? And he's like, well, I'm your father. Go to the computer, look up this name, and you will find me. Well, here he had a son with his wife, who is my half brother. But through a DNA test with this brother, that's how I found out who my dad was.
Wow.
I mean, it's crazy. Like, there's right, but it's just weird. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So you're just like, hey, this guy visited me. He told me that, like, how did that go down? Like, did you just reach out to him and tell him what happened?
Well, it was really fun. So I saw the name, and it was very strange. He was 10 minutes from my whole family, from in New Jersey. So I called, and I said, oh, my name is Colby, and his girlfriend at the time answered, and she's like, who is this? And I was like, oh, it's Colby. We went to school together. Click. Jersey girls are like, girl, you don't be calling my man. Like, there'd be no reason you call my man. So
yeah.
So then I was like, oh man. So I called back and I said, oh, I'm so sorry. I feel like my phone disconnected. I just wanted to see if Richie was there. Richie, it's that girl again. Oh, and he's like, yeah, who is this? And I said, so then I said to him, hey, I have a belief that we share the same father. And so I gave him what I did know. Like, this guy, his sister was my mom's best friend. Hey, Poopsie, this is my mom. And so there was enough there that he was like, yeah, we're on to something. And he's like, did he know about you? And I said, yes, I believe he did. And that kind of really upset my brother, which I thought that shows a lot of character with my brother that, this guy would do that. Mm-hmm. So he's like, well, what do you need from me? And I was just like, just a little DNA.
Yeah, a little piece of that hair.
Yeah. And so we used the lab. I think they were out of Toronto. And so,
perfect.
Yeah, it was, we used the lab and the results came back. So here's what's crazy. When you are half siblings, 25% should be about. We came back at 88 point something percent. And that's because we both predominantly have our father's genes.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of the same. And so that was pretty interesting. And so I've had a chance to meet him, and he sent me photos of my dad, and I looked just like my dad, which was very cool because I didn't look like anyone in my family. And that was, I definitely don't look like my mom.
Yeah.
So it was always like, who do I look like?
Wow.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool. Yes. Yeah.
Did you have any like grandparents or parents that also had abilities? Because I know that happens a lot.
It does. And my grandmother really was very, very strongly gifted. And it's really funny. It's nothing she did professionally, but it is really funny because when I first kind of came out of the spiritual closet, she's just like, there's no way, so over the years, she was like, and then towards the end of her life, she's like, and I see things too when I go to bed. Like, she finally came out of her spiritual closet, and then she'd be like, I don't know if it's the drugs they have me on or something else, but I'm saying it was just her, and it was really powerful. But my aunt, my mom, all the women are, I think, very intuitive for sure. They're not necessarily seeing spirit. I do believe my grandmother was, though, for sure.
Okay. I feel bad now because my little sister growing up, she's 13 years younger than me, but she always used to tell me, she'd come to me and be like, Chrissy, scary shadows in her little mirror. And I covered that thing up. I was like, absolutely no scary shadows in this house. But like you said, it was probably like our grandmother or something.
Right. Because what happens is physiologically, okay, when you are connecting to spirit, your vibration raises, right? So your vibration raises because their vibration is lowering to meet you, to make that connection. And so within that experience as well, your heart rate will your heart will beat faster. And so physiologically, that can feel kind of scary. Think about going into dark room. You're like, oh, I've seen too many movies. Yeah. And so it's a little bit like that. Like even in the beginning, because your senses are also becoming super sharp. You're hearing, you're smelling, you're seeing, you're feeling, you're knowing. And so I literally even got an alarm system just to make sure it's nothing physical happening, that it literally is the spirit connection. But my heart would race. And so for her, you know, especially being young, it could feel scary.
Scary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Yeah, but that's all right. When you get to the other side, you can apologize to grandma, grandpa.
Yeah. You're like, sorry, guys.
I didn't realize.
I know you had those messages for us, but oops.
Exactly.
What was that transition like, going from being an accountant to doing this for a living?
Very stressful. It was, I'm not going to lie, it was extremely challenging. I had to move out of my own way. And there's a lot of reasons for that. You know, I was respected as a tax manager. There's definitely potential of being a partner of that firm. I enjoyed what I was doing. I was making obviously good money. I had benefits, travel, you know, it was great. There wasn't a great quality of life. 80-hour work weeks when you're in public accounting for anyone who hasn't experienced it. So now you're literally, I've got spirit talking to me while I'm trying to work. You know, I've got feelings and vibrations and a constant nudge of, you're supposed to be doing something more. You're not living your purpose. And I'm like, no. Excuse me. I did enough school. No, I'm living it. And so it just, I had to surrender, but I literally thought I was going to have a nervous breakdown. Literally, because, you know, that's challenging to tell people, you know, oh, I do taxes. Oh, I'm a psychic. Like, you crazy bat.
Yeah.
So I had to stop judging myself.
Yeah.
And embrace, you know, losing some friends, losing, you know, and rebuilding. And I had to make some very, very tough choices. So I was in training and doing it to really excel and expand. And it was during the end of a tax season. So October 15th is the last tax filing deadline for an individual. It's the extension date. So it literally is the biggest tax deadline, even beyond April, right? April's your first shot. October's your last shot. And so I had to go to New York for 2 weeks or 3 weeks for training, and it was over October 15th. So obviously being a manager, that wasn't going to fly. That wasn't going to happen. And so I had a choice to make. And so 2 weeks before October 15th, I walked in and I gave my boss notice. And I said, I'm really sorry. And that's such a huge leap of faith. It's not like I have a whole business lined up of clients. But the crazy thing is, I had a thought, you know, I had this thought, my boss, he was so charismatic and so good looking and so charming. And, you know, he had his husband and he was a remarkable person, but he was so stressed. And I was like, he's going to die early. I don't want to die early because I'm not living my purpose. And it was just a few years ago, he passed away at like 56.
Oh, yeah. No, that's terrible. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. But I knew it. So even that was a premonition.
Yeah.
So
since settling in and everything, do you feel like you've had like a very like positive shift? You've been doing a lot of celebrity predictions. Can you tell us a little bit about what that is, your celebrity premiere predictions? Or
yeah, absolutely. So I love all aspects of the psychic faculties. So whether it is providing guidance for someone, helping them have a little direction or clarity around the decision, there's just this unbelievable, I could literally, Kris, you, Kyle, I mean, I can have this, I don't know, it's this ability to talk to your soul and to go, oh, this is what your soul wants. This is how you're feeling. This is what's coming up. This is what's coming in. Oh, and so I love doing it with celebrities as well. One of my favorite things, though, baby predictions. I hate this. I mean, I don't want to brag, but even Susan Pinsky, Drew Pinsky's wife, will validate, like, I am so strong at baby predictions, the impossible pregnancy, what's going to happen. I mean, I have no idea why, because I've never been pregnant and I don't have kids.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what, you can just predict like when somebody's going to be pregnant or like what they're going to have?
Pregnant, or if they're pregnant, what they're going to have. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so I'll tell you a quick story and then I'll go into some celebrity predictions. How's that sound?
Sure. We love it.
So I had a lady come in. This is quite a few years ago now. She came in, never had a reading. She was kind of open. I mean, she didn't really know what to expect. And she was really struggling because she wanted a family. And she was asking me about IVF. Now, this is, I cannot make decisions for people, and we have to be very careful about medical decisions, of course. But I felt so strongly. I said to her, I really feel so strongly that you are getting pregnant naturally and that you're going to have this baby healthy naturally. And she's like, look, I've already had a few miscarriages. Like, it's not gonna. And I said, I understand that. I want you to trust your doctors, but I feel so strongly that you are pregnant. I wouldn't be surprised if you were pregnant now. And it's a boy.
Oh, wow.
So she left that session, got a pregnancy test, emailed me.
Stop it.
Said, Colby, I just had a session with you, and I went and I got and I am pregnant. I wouldn't have even thought I was. And now, so I was like, okay, good luck. But now I'm like, oh my gosh, hang on, little baby.
Yes.
You have 9 months. Let's do it. So she books a session about 8 months later, and I'm gonna tell you, I was so nervous. I was like, oh my gosh, is she coming in with a belly or no belly? Like, I was like, I really feel she walks in like so big and so beautiful.
Oh,
and it's
wow.
a boy. She's had a second child since. So now,
that's beautiful.
Predictions. Here's a couple things. There's a few things. One, I feel when I go to Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, that marriage, to me, it just doesn't feel strong. It really doesn't. It doesn't. I feel like, she needs this to work. He wants it to work. I feel like it's a lot of struggle. There doesn't feel to be a lot of authenticity in it. So I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see a separation with the two of them in the new year. And if we don't, I think it's mostly contractual, it just feels like, because both of them have so much skin in the game. If he leaves this marriage, he literally sacrificed his whole family for it. Like, he's going to look like a fool, right? And so I think for his, and I do feel like he loves her. I really do. You know? But it's also, I feel like she's not seeing this life that she thought they were going to have. And so there just feels to be some strain there with it that I'm feeling.
So Harry and Meghan. Okay.
Yes. And I definitely, I feel that Prince Charles. So a lot of times I'll say the veil is thin, and I want to be careful because I don't want to predict passings. But the veil is thin, meaning, do they feel strong in the physical or do they feel weaker? Prince Charles does feel weaker. There may be an illness that we start to see with him that I think is going to force him to kind of make some decisions about who's in power. So I do see that around things. Taylor Swift, I'm telling you guys, the minute she can have babies, it's babies all day long. Like she wants them yesterday. Like I definitely feel that we're going to see them married, but we're not going to see 2 or 3 years and then pregnancy. Like I feel like it's going to be pretty quick within a year of their marriage that we see pregnancy.
Okay.
And there's something, what's interesting? I don't know. For some reason, she may even have twins or back-to-back babies.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Like I feel, and I feel like Travis wants a big family. I feel like, they want this. I feel like she does want this, and so, and she just seems to be the kind of person, obviously. When she wants something, she just figures out how to get it.
Yeah.
Like she's just a powerhouse in that way. Okay. Yeah. Anybody you want me to tune into or anything you want to know about? What about the Prime Minister and Katy Perry since you're in Canada?
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Let's see.
All right, listen. I am not making, in my opinion, I want to be very, very careful. In my opinion, there seems to be, I feel as if there was a crossover in relationships somehow. So there's just something that I feel like we weren't quite finished with one thing before we were entertaining this relationship.
Okay.
I also feel like in some way for Katy, this is like, her family's a religious family, right? This feels to be so prestigious for her. I'm dating the Prime Minister of Canada because she's Canadian, right? And so this is like a big deal, I feel like, for her, for stature, for, I almost feel like in a way it is making her feel like she's really made it.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. She's reached her peak.
Yeah, but I also feel like, I actually feel like they get along really well. So I do feel like they do get along really well.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure I see this going to marriage per se, but I do feel like they've got a hot minute in this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
I have 3 people that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Let's see.
Madonna, Britney, and Gypsy Rose.
Okay. Madonna.
She has just been on my mind. I don't know why, but for the past month, every day something Madonna pops in my head.
Interesting. Yeah.
It's so weird.
Right. I do feel like Madonna, I wouldn't be surprised if we see an engagement with Madonna. Is she already engaged or no? Because I feel like there's an engagement if she's not.
Ooh,
I don't think she is.
I don't know.
Or at least like it's not out there, I don't think.
I feel like, but I feel like I have a feeling she is not running, jetting off into the sunset. Like I almost feel like there's another reinvention of her. And it's another huge creative project, and it could be music, but she might want something in the film. Like, I almost feel like she, she's kind of been in the back a little bit, but by choice. And so I do feel like we're going to see this huge reinvention of her and this feeling of a big artistic project with her is what I'm getting.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's going to have an announcement.
See, what, Kel?
No, I was going to say, it seems about that time for her, too. Like, it's...
Yeah,
she
like
had
it just feels like she's like, you know what? I'm not done. I'm not.
Buckle up.
Brittany, I am so worried about Brittany. And I've seen some things as well. And I just... I love Brittany. I want her to be happy. I want her to be successful. And I certainly don't. I just feel. I really, really, I feel like she really needs some people she can trust in her life. You know, it's like everyone who comes into her life, it's what can they get from her rather than what can they give to her. You know, you've got her ex-husband writing a book, spilling the beans, you know, trying to get something. He already got something, you know, for years. You've just, it's like, who is she going to trust? You know, I just feel that, I also feel like there's a deep, deep, deep loneliness with her.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I feel like she's trying to fill her cup, you know, and there's no direction.
Okay.
You know, and I feel also like there's so much more abuse she experienced that has never come to light.
Yeah.
And maybe this is stuff that she chose not to, or she doesn't want to, or, you know, but I think it's very challenging and difficult when you are literally sold by your own family in a way. You know, I mean, in my opinion, you know, in a kind of theoretical way, she was trafficked.
Yeah.
Right? She was trafficked within the industry. And she, you know, she didn't have an opportunity to have a say.
Yeah. I was hoping that like something really great would come out this year for her. I'm hoping,
you know, I would hope too, but I feel like a massive intervention would need to happen. Like, I feel like if, again, this is all predictions and things and no medical advice, but I just feel like if she got the right intervention and you know, some sort of what do we call that? Rehab. Some sort of intensive therapy rehab, the right levels of medication for her. She could be a powerhouse at whatever she wanted to be because it's in her, right? She manifested her life. And so she can totally redo it. But I also feel like she has to find who she is within again to have that. And I do feel like she needs some support in having that.
Okay. Now what about
Rose? Oh man, do I hate this? She's just someone I don't trust.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like not everything is resolved.
Okay.
And I feel like, you know, I think especially since she has a child, right? That maybe just making sure she's in therapy to just kind of help her.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. Because I feel like even some of the things are so deep and subconscious, she might not even realize the behavior or the patterns.
Okay.
But, you know, I do, you know, I want all these women to do well. Obviously, we want them to do well, but they're all in such situations.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I feel like they're in such situations. You know, Gypsy Rose, she didn't have time to find herself. I mean, yeah, she was imprisoned, but even in prison, you're not finding yourself. You're surviving.
Yeah.
Right? That's about survival. It's about a routine. It's about, you know, making your bed, doing your chores. I mean, think about it. She was in a relationship the second she got out.
Yeah.
And then she went from one relationship into the other. Like, there was no, let me be single, let me date, let me figure out who I am and what I like, and let me mature to find my own nurturing sense within myself to then have a child.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I just feel like we're going to see some things where that may not be as stable as she wants them to look like on the surface.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So all three of them are going to be in the headlines.
Okay. Yeah, they're making headlines.
Yes.
Kyle, do you have anyone or any other predictions that you want?
No, I think not with the predictions. I did want to ask, just like generally speaking, how would one know if they're like on the right path in life, or if they're on the wrong path in life?
Yeah, so what happens is when you feel out of alignment, to me, there's a little bit of this nudge. I always go right to for me, it's my left side, but beneath my last rib on the left side.
Mm-hmm.
So you start to feel a little bit of a nudge of, that's not quite right. Or, I'm not super excited about it, And it's tuning into that so clearly to notice when it's happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you have your logical mind, you have your ego mind, and then you have your higher self, your all-knowing self, your intuitive self. So when we tap into that intuitive self, now that intuitive self is coming from your imagination. So that's why people say you're making it up or it's just your imagination. Yeah, I hope so, because that's where the communication happens. It certainly doesn't happen on the same side where I'm doing math, logic, accounting, that sort of thing, decision making, right? So once we're in that space and understanding it. So my recommendation for your listeners is to be creative, to play more, dance more, exercise more. All of these things will put you within that right side of your brain. And in that right side is where you can make the connection to your spirit team and trusting and knowing you have a spirit team. And it's not about, what's their name and how old are they and just listen to what they have to say. What are they showing you? Are you seeing signs and symbols around you? And the way to notice that, let's say you're out and I don't care if it's a squirrel or a bird or a butterfly, if it catches your gaze and you're on it for a second, a heartbeat, there's something there. What is that message or who is it from?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, the stronger it is, it will become very powerful. Let's say you glance up at a billboard and it says, "Do it now." Like, that's a message. Like, if you're noticing that billboard and something within it sits with you, what is it you're meant to do right now? And paying attention to that.
Okay. And what about do you feel like it's the same for past loved ones? Like, recognizing signs from someone who has passed and all of that?
100%. That I love dead people. They're really awesome. They're really amazing how they connect with us because they have to use what we know. So there's a few things. Let's say you see repeating numbers, right? Mm-hmm. You're seeing 1111 or 111, or in the moment it makes you think of that loved one, you have to trust it's that loved one. Okay. Let's say a song pops into your head, or you happen to turn on a radio, or it's on a program, or you go into, the store and you hear it, trusting and knowing the synchronicity of you going in, hearing the song that means something to you. That is your loved one sending you that song. My favorite thing is when you think of your loved one, you did not do it first. They did it, which is why you think of them. They already sent you the frequency. They're already ahead of you. So they're thinking of you, which allows you to connect with them. And
that's interesting.
Yeah, it could be anything. Like for me, hummingbirds are huge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my grandmother knew. She knew. Like I was like, "Graham, you see, we got one there. You better send me hummingbirds." And this happened on two separate occasions. One, a hummingbird literally was right here in front of my face. My husband witnessed it. I didn't even want to breathe, and then it flew off. The second time it came in through the back door of the house, sat here, and then went out the front.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Crazy. And my husband witnessed both of them, which makes it very validating when you have someone else see it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
I always feel like my dad sends me signs from a flickering light. For some reason, after he passed, I saw a flickering light and I was like, that's my dad.
Yes. Yeah. That's funny. I knew your dad was in spirit too. I just wasn't doing readings for you guys. But yeah, that's funny.
Oh,
he has a very strong presence around you. And yes, the flickering lights are it.
Oh, wow.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. And it's not just lights. Look at other electronics. A TV flickering, or to me it's not just lighting that he plays with.
Okay, that's interesting. My brother one time had gone to see a psychic medium, and they said something about there's a watch and it's set to this time and like you need to go see that watch or whatever.
Yes.
And it was one of my dad's old watches that hadn't worked, and my brother, they said put the watch on, and as soon as my brother put it on,
started working.
Yeah.
I love it.
Wow.
Yeah. So, also, that's cool.
4/17, Kris. I don't know if that's April 17th as a date, or 4/17, there feels to be a connection between those numbers.
4/17. Okay.
Yes. So, I don't know if we have April 1st as significant.
April
17.
Yeah, April 16th is my brother's birthday, actually.
Oh, that's so funny.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're pretty close then. Okay.
Yeah.
Funny. Okay, we're almost there.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Why don't you ask your mom, do me a favor. Ask your mom if if he came in close to what would have been 4/17, what's his day, the time, or if he was due on the 17th, or I wonder if there's a connection. Because for my best friend, really quick, I always get her eldest daughter's birthday wrong. I always have it a day before her actual birthday. Always. I mean, the girl's 24 now, right?
Okay.
I think I'd figure it out. But we always laugh because she was due on the day I said, but she didn't come in. She cated.
Okay.
Because my best friend wanted it all natural.
Okay.
Guess what? You were ready.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I always notice spirits around me, in different way. There's one spirit I can smell their house.
Yeah.
And there's other people that like certain people I just feel them. I feel the energy. I feel their laughter almost. And another people was monarch butterflies, and I'm always okay, I swear I'm not crazy. I know that it's something there.
That's right, always. Yeah. So just when you can feel the laughter. So what that's called clairsentience, right? And what's great is that you can feel their laughter, which means, Kyle, you are blending with the spirit. Which is amazing. I have to spend a lot of time teaching students sometimes how to blend, because you have to allow them to share the space with you, ultimately, is what's happening. So, and then the monarch butterfly, right? That's seeing it, right? That's your clairvoyance and knowing it, right? So obviously. And, Kris, I just feel like your dad was a little bit, he wasn't a real quiet person to me. I get the sense that he was a bigger than life kind of guy. Do you know what I mean? A big presence, a big entrance.
Yes.
Also, I really feel like he would say it how it is. His filter.
Yes.
His filter
No filter.
could have used a little work.
Yes. 100%.
And I wonder, there's something about his hands. I don't know if they were bigger hands or problem with his hands towards the end, but he's showing me his hands and not being able to use them maybe the way he was used to.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, because he's opening and closing them as if that was challenging, or he didn't have the freedom the way he wanted to.
Okay. Yeah.
Would that make sense around him?
He was a little bit sick before he had, so he died of a heart attack.
Yes.
So, but he was a little bit sick leading up to that, but he did have really.
You know what it is? Actually, you know what it is? his hands were feeling funny, like maybe there's tingling in them, or
Okay.
but he's not. Here's the thing with your dad. When I talked to him, he's not like, I mean, he was feeling a little off, but nothing like something's wrong. Like, I don't think to me, this was minor. Like, to me, it was like, oh, you know how it is. Oh, I feel a little like I'm not feeling super well today, or maybe I'm going to lay down for a second. Maybe I ate something that didn't sit with me, or I've caught a little bug. Like, it's more like that. It's not feeling like, something's really wrong. I better get to the hospital. Like, I'm not feeling like he had a whole lot of notice that something more challenging was going on.
Okay. That makes sense too. Yeah, that makes sense. So, yeah. He was refusing.
Did mom give your brother his wallet? Can I ask? Do you know? There's something about his wallet.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. See, he gave it. Okay, good. So just he knows that. He knows.
Okay.
That. Okay.
Oh, that's so cute. Yeah. Yes. So, and it's funny too. You mentioned his hands because I always loved his hands. Like he had like these like big Fred Flintstone fingers. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, that's so cute.
I love it. Yeah, that's so funny.
Oh,
but
cool.
just know, like, I feel like you're his only daughter, Kris. Would I be correct?
No, there's two of us. Yeah.
Okay. Are you the baby then, by chance?
I'm the oldest one, but
okay.
Oh, go ahead.
There's something about his bond with you. Like, he makes me feel like he didn't know how much he would love having a daughter until he saw you. And then once he saw you, he just was like, oh my gosh, she's mine.
Well, you know what? It's funny because biologically, he like isn't my biological father. And my mom had actually took me to a friend's house. And then I was a few months old. And when he saw me, he was instantly like, that's my daughter.
That's what it is. Exact there. But so just so really quick too, just so you know, that validates how he views you and how he sees you, right? You are his child. And even though he has your sister, it is like there's something about what you brought to his life that ignited love within him like nothing else he had ever experienced. And so he wants you to know that. And there is something, Kris, like if you don't mind if I give a quick little prediction, I know, but I just feel like there's something about you having a child, expanding your family. So I don't know if this is on our radar or something we're trying to do, but I see a pregnancy in the next year. So I feel like we are, it might be 3 co-hosts with highlights, right?
Yeah. No, that is so exciting because that's something that I've actually been struggling with. So, and what's funny about that is that another psychic had told me that she saw it happening the end of like this year, but that gives me much hope because I've been putting off doing IVF. I don't want to do it.
Yeah. But I feel, so here's the thing. I feel like it is within next year. So let's go there. I do want to say a couple things around it just for you and your husband. Really relaxing. It's really important. Not focusing on we want to get pregnant. It is focusing on relaxing, enjoying one another, and we want to make love. Like, it really has to be those feelings. That's your absolute best chance for manifesting the child naturally. Right?
Okay.
Because if it's we want to get pregnant, where's it coming from? Your logical brain.
Yeah.
If it's where does the baby hear you from? If you're talking to her, I think it's going to be a girl, but I have goosebumps. But if you're talking to her, you have to talk to her in spirit because that's where she is. She hasn't come in yet. So it's like you and your husband have to feel that love, be together, and just relax around it. That's your best thing. Now, the other last thing I'm going to just say to you, you have your own choices in life. So I do want to respect those. But never, ever, ever in my experience of 15 years of someone bringing in a child via IVF, have they ever thought that was less than or regretted it after the fact. So it just, you're meant to have a baby. Let's any way we need to do that, I would encourage you to say, let's do it. But let's give it a little bit more time without all the stress, because there's a lot of stress happening and we're putting too much pressure on it.
Okay. Oh, this is so exciting. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Thank you. I was expecting that. Thank
you. My pleasure.
Aw, little baby coming soon.
I know.
That's exciting.
Yes.
I was just tearing up because I don't think that means so much to her. Like, it's such a big situation.
Well, I'll tell you what, when she is pregnant, this clip right here, we're making it viral.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my goodness.
My blessings are with you. My blessings and energy are with you.
Oh, thank you.
Amazing.
Yes.
I know you have to get onto a reading, and there's so much we didn't even get to. So, I mean, we would love. I'm sure I already can just tell Kris, we would love to have you back on sometime or another.
Let's do it.
Yes.
Absolutely. I would love to.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. We'll be sure to put all of Colby's links everywhere so you can follow all of her wonderful channels. We are so excited that you came on. I'm trying to hold it all in right now. That was just I just needed all of that. So thank you so much. And yes, thank you for coming on, and everybody, we'll see you next week.
My pleasure. Thank you so much, Kris and Kyle. And it's so great having you, and Happy New Year to you guys.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.